And would you were those daytime missions that you flew though?
All daytime.
All daytime. Was there? You never flew nighttime missions? Was that an agreement or something?
No, that was a back then.
You can't see much at night, huh?
Well, the England, they flew at night, and but the American, they figured that you were expendable, I think.
Maybe the training.
Well, the 2,200 of these got shot down. So tell me if you were expendable or not.
So what was the rate there? Do you recall what that would be?
Every 14 missions you supposed to got shot down.
Yeah. Not you though.
No, no, but we come close a lot of times.
Did you all talk about that type of stuff when you're on the ground, or?
No, not too much.
When you were there back at camp, did you see the aircraft come back that had been?
Oh yes, see them tore up. Well, we had 87 holes one time, and not anybody. Well, the bombardier, he had a little piece of flak in his butt about the size of your little finger, and it didn't hurt him.
Can you tell us that story about your buddy with the shrapnel?
My crew, that Don Quincy Adams there, he's the only one left on the whole crew, and that's me there.
Oh yeah.
Looking
good.
And I've got a flight all paid for. I'm going to see him September the 16th, I think.
Where's that at?
Seattle.
Seattle? Okay.
Well, he's 30 minutes off of the
Bainbridge Island.
Bainbridge Island, about 30 minutes ride on the ferry to get
Right,
over.
yeah.
But they're all dead now.
But they all made it back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one here, I've lost a picture. This one here, he died when he was 53 years old. But
Okay.
anyway, he had on a flak helmet. I mean, if he had on a flak helmet, he'd be dead. And it was later. He had on a regular old trench helmet. And the piece of flak went in right by his ear, came out the center of the top. And didn't even scratch him.
No. Did he notice it? Or did it tell like after the mission?
Didn't notice it. He turned white was all.
Yeah.
And it rattled down through the tail. It hit the tail gun in the back.
Wow.
Didn't hurt him, but it rattled down through the plane. He was a waist gunner, and that went through his hat like that.
So you're just flying through on a mission and flak was going off, and
Yeah.
And you said it came off and went.
Hit the tail gun in the back.
Yeah. And then you guys talk about that on the radio then? Or you just get up out of there?
No, not that I know.
You got time
I
for it,
don't
huh?
remember what happened then, but I was down below and I didn't see it. So
What do you recall from? Because you spent quite a bit of time in the bottom of that plane. What were you seeing as you went over Germany? And
you could see everything.
yeah.
Yeah, you could see. You could see a goose 500 feet up, and it looked like it had a neck that long.
Yeah. I mean, that had to be something special for a farm kid to be up in the skies like that, surrounded by all those fortresses.
Yeah, it was different. And like I said, you wouldn't. You didn't worry about too much anything. If I had made up my mind, if I ever got shot down, I'd go with it.
So you made that decision?
Yep, I'd made that decision on my own. I never told anybody about that either.
I mean, how easy would it have been for you to get out of that?
With the ball down, I could have opened the door and backed out of it. But after to take it up, I would have to climb out and get out if you had to get out, which would be pretty hard to do.
Because was it hydraulic? Is that how that operated?
Yeah, hydraulic operated.
So if a line was cut or something, then or you lost pressure,
You can get up and out of it.
you could manually move it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You had cranks on it.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
You said you were telling me it gets cold up there sometimes.
Well, like I said, at 23,000 feet on November 29th, 1944, it was 54 below zero.
Did you have a gauge in there to tell you, or
Well, that's what they said it was.
you go with that? What would you do to keep warm?
Well, the last 15 or 20 missions, you had heated suits.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
So those plugged in, or they like?
okay.
Oh,
But you still got pretty chilly.
yeah. Did you have to wear gloves?
In the sock over your hat to keep moisture from.
Reason. Did you? So those were those 50 cal guns on?
50 caliber.
Yeah. And how many rounds did you have?
I don't know. They had a belt on each side that tanked them, or I guess you call them tanks. Anyway, they were doubled in it. I don't know just how many rounds they would.
Who would load those up for you? Was that something you were responsible
You
for?
had to do it yourself.
Yeah, there's no crew for that. How about like loading bombs and that? Was that a crew?
The what?
The bomb loading? Was that a crew that did that?
No, the crew done that.
Okay.
You did that was all set up for you, and 52 100-pound bombs. All right, there's where I was. I think that was me there.
And this is your honor flight. Where is this at taken at?
At Washington D.C.
Oh, okay.
And that's what
That aircraft, yeah.
there's where I was.
Okay.
That's at 52 100-pound bombs.
So his gun, the gun would be in that position.
That was down, and then you lay it on your back, and the gun would be out that way.
So you could, if they were dropping munitions, you could watch from that position.
Not this one. You're looking straight down that way, but
Yeah.
whenever you got down, you turned it, and the gun was could go around, round, round.
So who else was, what other gunning positions were there?
Waist gunner on that one, on each side, tail gunner, top turret gunner, nose gunner.
And so that was a total of how many on a crew then?
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 50 caliber machine guns on one of them suckers.
Yeah. We worked our way up to where you were doing missions, you would come back. Did you get debriefs after you did those missions? Or was that more of the pilots that would navigate, or maybe? Or they all call you in to get a status of how things went, or?
You mean after we come back home?
No, after you finished a mission and you returned back to England.
Some once in a while they did debrief, but not too much.
You didn't have to keep, no one kept, didn't keep score of how many targets you hit or anything like that? That wasn't
No.
something you all had to worry about?
Just a minute here. Just a second. Just a second. Here, you want to put that back over there. Well, doggone. Yeah. Here's all the days that we flew in.
Who put this together?
John Adams, he picked that up for me.
And you said he was the...
He was a radio operator.
And he gave, that was the book that he gave you that has everything, all the
Yeah.
history.
And he Bainbridge Island, he gave me a book on it too.
And you said you did a total of how many missions?
35.
And that you said that wasn't normal to do 35?
Yep, it was. After whenever we started, there was 25, but before we finished, they had upped it to 35 because they had cleaned the fighter planes out, and all the was left was get flak is all you got.
Oh, so that's all you had to worry about then?
Yeah.
Or engine. Now, were you fine with that when they were increasing the amount of missions?
No, we didn't care about that at all. No.
So how did we worry about that spread normally?
Well, you had to put up with it. That was the way they did it. So
So you just kind of vent and move on, huh?
yeah, just grin and bear it.
So you said you were with your crew from training through all those missions.
Yeah, I mean, we went through, and they said don't fraternize with your superior officers. Well, we fraternized. We went to London together and everything else, all the time, in California too.
Do you think that was important?
Yeah, it was for us.
What did that help? Do you think it helped? Make
Well,
you guys
yeah.
tight?
Well, we knew each other and respected each other, and we just got along real good.
So you said all the missions was with your crew, but you said there was a special case towards the end.
The last mission I flew was with a green crew because my others had all gone. I'd left
So how long had they been there at that point?
to 30 days.
And they were just starting. So when were you found out that, when were you supposed to head home at that point? Did you know?
Yeah, I was on the boat a week after I got my mission done. I was on the boat and coming back.
How did that mission go?
But well, it was one that wasn't too bad. It wasn't much flak or anything on it. So
That crew, did you, did they look up to you, knowing that you had already been through all those
no,
missions?
I did just a replacement was all.
So they just kind of welcomed you in? And
Yeah, but
So how much time total would you say you did in months, years?
about 7 months.
7 months. Then you finished your time up there, and did you have any time in England, or was it just time to head home after everything was said?
After I got my missions done, almost a week or two later, give or take, I was on the way home.
Did you get to know any of the locals while you were there, or was it mostly just...
You mean the people in England? I ran around with a gal that was going to marry a sailor, and went to ball games with her. She worked for a newspaper company, and she was a good gal.
So you went to soccer matches then? You said you went to ball games, was it?
Yeah, soccer. So
Okay.
them guys can kick as high as the ceiling.
Did they, with the British air crews, did you all do any type of sports together, any kind of events, just to,
Yeah.
you guys were separate?
Yeah. No. I don't know. That's the only gal well, just a friend was all to you was, and she was friendly. And
How did you all stay in touch with, did you stay in touch with family and friends back home?
I went, like I say, I went to seen Kraus, the pilot. He was in.
Well, I mean, when you were there, how did you stay in touch with family back home? Did you?
I did just letters, and I've got one gal that was a neighbor. I wrote to her all the time, but she was this good friend, and she had a stack of letters that tall, and she gave them to me about 2 or 3 years ago.
Did you read back through any of them?
No, I bundled them up there. They're in my safe.
Those are always fun.
I'm gonna let them look at them someday. well, I seen the one gal. Well, she's Hackley was her name. She's 91 years old now, but she's an artist. And when Don Nelson and I, we went past her about a month or two ago and talked to her. And she's her husband is dead now too. But
You gave me a stack of letters that you had written to your mother also. I have those.
yeah,
Let's see here. Did you? One question I've got here is what did you do for recreation when you were off duty? You said you went to soccer matches. You went into London.
well, when I was at Scott Field, like I say, I went to the ball game every day till I got shipped out to Denver, and eat hot dogs and drink old 3-2 beer.
And same in London or England. I mean, what would you do there to?
We went. We went to the Palladium. Was a sort of a. Well, they had not movies, but stage plays, I guess you'd call it. And which went and seen. What was the name of that? I forget the name of the play that we went to at different times.
Was that something that the leadership there would put together?
No,
Or you
no.
just find out about it, word of mouth kind of thing?
No, we got every 4 or 5 missions. We got 3 or 4 days in London.
Oh, I see.
And,
So it was all scheduled. You couldn't just come and go as you wanted, or
No.
no? I see.
Well, we could go to London if we get on a train and go to London because it's about 90 miles, and we just roamed around and went to seen the color of the garden and all that for the English and went. They had a museum in one of the hotels there. It all of the kings and whatnot, all the wax museum it was.
Oh, okay.
It's different, and that's the kind of stuff that I done in London.